Vanakkam Devadevan, everyone. Wonderful to be with you today. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadi Tamastu Mavit Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And we will attempt to share the screen. February 12th in Asia, February 11th still in Hawaii. First topic today. We have some answers to questions. Lots of great questions have been coming in. This is a part 3 answer to this question. What kinds of blessings are there, and how could a devotee fully imbibe the vibrations of blessings received from Satguru, priests, deities, ancestors? So far we looked at blessings received in the temple and from the Guru. This session, the answer is very short. We will look at the 2 remaining sources of priests and ancestors. Not a lot of writings about that. For ancestors, there is an interesting statement by Yogaswami in Words of Our Master. You may not have ever seen this. It surprised me when I found it. I think I found it about 2 years ago. All the good done by charity and almsgiving in the name of the dead will reach them. And they will also help you. They will come and help you in dreams. Isn't that mystical? They will come and help you in dreams if you help them. Charity in this case, I think, means the doing of something, versus almsgiving is the giving of money. Second idea for ancestors, the concept of Shraddha. Our lexicon gives this definition: Shraddha, relating to commemorative ceremonies for the deceased held 1 week, 1 month after death, and annually thereafter according to tradition. Jumped ahead there. In other words, the annual Shraddha ceremony is a natural time to seek the blessings of an ancestor. As to blessings from priests, after a priest performs a major puja, is a natural time to receive the blessings of a priest. You could try to absorb blessings from the priest when, for example, he gives the vibhuti to you. So congratulations, that was 4 parts to that question we finally answered. Next question. When I go walking in the city, I mentally wish Bihaishum or Imtyebabalinga, blessings with love to everyone I pass by. Are blessings limited to how many people I could send it to? Oh, what in the world do those words mean, Shum words? Bihaishum. Feeling of completeness and contentment under all circumstances, used as a greeting. Imtyebabalinga. See that little mark over the first letter? That makes it an im rather than an im. So Imtyebabalinga. Sending joy from the Anahata chakra to the Asana chakra to all others. So that's a little deeper. Is sending blessings limited? No, it is not limited. Blessings are like the sun sending out rays. Is there a limit on how many people can feel the sun's rays at one time? Not to my knowledge. This is a very interesting question. What is the difference in benefit of devotionally attending live stream puja compared to devotionally attending temple in person? So I'm sure everyone under a certain age prefers to attend it live stream. You don't have to leave your home. You can watch it on your smartphone. Oh, but what's the answer? It depends on a number of factors. So it could be different for different people and even different for different people at different times. There's not one answer that applies to all people at all times. It depends upon how strong is a person's connection to the temple, distractions at the temple and at home. For example, too many people at the temple, children being rowdy at home. So sometimes there might not be too many people at the temple, and sometimes the children wouldn't be rowdy. So the environment could be changing. Preparation for each, such as making a garland, doing japa, dressing in religious clothes. More preparation is better. In other words, some people might do the preparation only if they're going to the temple, might not do the same preparation if they stay at home. Others, it wouldn't make any difference. So the more preparation, the more you get out. The more you put in before and during, the more you receive back. Mood of family members who are with you. If they are more inspired being in the temple, that helps you benefit. So their mood impacts how much you get out of the puja, because you're all tied together. A story, one of our members living outside the U.S. tunes into the puja in Gurudeva temple every morning during the actual time it is happening and can feel the blessings it generates. The member clearly has a strong connection with Gurudeva temple. So that gives us a sense. It depends. Depends on the person, depends on situation, how much you put in, the relatives, the environment, etc. Also, is there a difference between watching live stream puja compared to watching one that has already happened? Ah, that's a great question. So I found a great answer in Trilogy. Gurudeva shares a deep insight emerging with Shiva lesson 313 about accessing the Akasa. In the Akasa, all form exists in all phases of its manifestation. A mystic sculptor can take clay or stone and bring forth an image of the Satguru. As soon as he feels the darshan coming through the form, he knows that he is nearly finished. Everything is in one place. It's only the physical two eyes doing such wonderful things as to make us think things are in different places in the conscious mind of time and space. But everything in the Akashic plane of consciousness is in one place. So all the mystic sculptor has to do to get the Satguru darshan is to make the form of the Guru in the exact same way it already exists in the Akasa, when the darshan was the strongest at the highest point in his life on earth. So that is in the Akasa that someone could tune into. In a similar way, one can receive darshan through a picture of the Satguru. The darshan does not really come from the picture, but from the Akasa, where the inner Guru exists. The picture only acts as a point of concentration, but enough of a focal point to tune the devotee into the Akasa at the exact moment, which is now, when that picture was taken or painted, and the exact feeling of the darshan at that particular time, and its accumulated effect up to the present moment. Then the totality of the Satguru's darshan is felt. So applying all of that to our question, is there a difference between watching live stream puja compared to watching one that has already happened? Per Gurudeva's quote, not if you access the puja as it is in the Akasa, in which case there's no difference. So if you can actually go deep enough into the Akasa to find the puja, it's still there. It's recorded in the Akasa, and it has the darshan that it had when it was live. So it depends on that ability. Does the deity bless us when we take the sacred flame when puja is online? Does Shumi perspective relate to this? Yes, the deity is blessing you when the flame is being passed and when it is offered to the devotees. However, the Shum perspective is not involved. If a concept involves a deity, that is the Dimthi perspective. So we could say deity equals Dimthi. Self equals Shumif, meaning there's not a second person. As soon as you have a second person, you're not in Shumif. Shumif, everything is within you. Dimfi, you're paying attention primarily to another being, the deity in this case. So we'll remind ourselves, Dimfi definition from the Shum lexicon, different than the Mind Academy lexicon. Shum lexicon is not printed, it's just a word file. One of four perspectives, the metaphysical viewpoint of looking into inner and outer space. It is a perspective that acknowledges, understands, and communicates with God and gods, beings on the astral plane, people from other planets. So all kinds of other beings are included in that perspective. It is here that all psychic phenomena take place. In Saiva Siddhanta, it includes the consciousness of the Devas, Mahadevas, and God Shiva experienced in the temple. It is Dvaita, or a dualistic viewpoint. More questions. Satguru spoke of Sanidhya, stabilizing the mental energy fields, how monastics and monasteries sustain sanity on the planet. How much do our personal devotions and efforts affect the balance beyond our own lives? Answer. A person affects every person he or she is physically near, as well as mentally near, meaning family and friends. That's the answer. Question, how do I create a positive self-image with affirmations such as I am an amazing person when the scriptures tell us we are timeless, causeless, and spaceless? The contradiction is caused by using the word I to mean various aspects of our being. We say I am hungry when actually my body is hungry. We say I am sad when actually my emotions are sad. Said correctly, we would phrase it, my personality is amazing, and the deepest essence of my soul is timeless, causeless, and spaceless. So that's a fun exercise to watch yourself say I and ask the question, what part of I am I talking about? I am hungry. I am sleepy. A lot of it is the physical body and the emotions. Our second topic is a question for you. How does Hinduism differ from Western religions? Give you a minute. The core purpose of all the major religions is to provide guidance to human beings so that in pursuing their natural ambitions to achieve wealth and love, artha and kama, they do so in a manner that adheres to the principles of virtue, dharma. In some religions, this focus on virtuous and dutiful living is the sum total of its religious practice. However, in Hinduism, there is an important fourth pursuit, liberation. Together, these four, called dharma, artha, kama, and moksha are referred to as the purusharthas, which means goals of the soul. Purusha, soul, artha. Artha means wealth, but in this context it means a goal. Also called Chaturvarga, fourfold good, they form a cornerstone of Hindu ethics. And as we know, although Dharma, Artha, and Kama are valid and important ends in themselves, their greatest value is in providing the environment and experiences which help the embodied soul mature over many lives until it attains moksha. In other words, moksha is a higher level goal than Dharma, Artha, and Kama. Gurudeva expressed this idea in saying, "To know yourself is why you are on earth. You were born to realize the self. You are not here to make money, to clothe yourself, or to entertain yourself. These are incidentals." The fourth pursuit, moksha, is liberation from rebirth on earth, release from transmigration, samsara, the round of births and deaths. Until moksha is achieved, the soul continues to be reborn on earth. Gurudeva described the achievement in this way. Liberation, moksha, comes when dharma has been well performed, all our karmas are resolved, and God has been fully realized, not just once, but fully. Oh, that is a really great statement by Gurudeva that I quote often, because we tend to forget that it requires these three aspects to be achieved, not just God realization. Karmas need to be resolved, which can take time. And dharma, maybe there's still something we have to do. Another way of stating God has been fully realized is for an individual to permanently reside in the highest states of divine consciousness. The last idea is the answer to our question. How does Hinduism differ from Western religions? The answer is God needs to be fully realized. So that is something Western religions don't have. Our third topic is selflessness, which is the 53rd character quality. It's a beehive, in case it's not clear. Bees work very selflessly together for the hive. From our workbook, how would you define selflessness? The workbook gives this definition. Selflessness is the perspective of regularly focusing on benefiting others rather than benefiting oneself. I cultivate it by never acting with only my interests in mind. The opposite is selfishness. So that's something we have to teach young children, because we're all born a bit selfish to think about the needs of others. And the quote from Gurudeva, as soon as he begins to turn inward, he begins to nourish his spiritual body, starts to grow within the emotional body. It grows like a child, fed by all of his good deeds. All of his selflessness and selfless actions toward others feed that body. All of his working with himself, conquering instinctive emotions within himself, is food for that body as it draws from the central source of energy. All of his selfishness and greed and giving power to the instinctive elements starve this spiritual body. And comparing the actions of one who is selfless to one who is selfish. First situation on a committee where you have developed a solution, you. Selflessness. Deflect credit for the solution to the entire committee. Selfishness. Make sure all know it was you who came up with the winning idea. Second situation. When your parents need a babysitter for your younger sister so they can go out to dinner together, you. Selflessness. See the need and volunteer for the task before they even ask. Selfishness. Announce that you have other plans for the evening and suggest they hire a babysitter. And the third situation on the cleanup team at school, use selflessness. Stay beyond the deadline to make sure the task is fully completed. Selfishness. Walk away at stopping time, leaving the burden of finishing it to others. And time for reflection. Take a moment to identify a few ways in which you could improve in selflessness. And the assignment for the next 2 weeks when working with others in a team project, do a little more than your fair share. That concludes the presentation. Thank you very much. Oh.